Hello and welcome to Network. My name is Pumela Lezondi with your technology and social media news. Remember to find us on SABC Network. Now that's on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. It's newsnetwork at sabc.co.za on email. This week our Twitter poll is asking you if you figured out ways to protect your devices and other technology gadgets when power cuts happen, because a lot of people say that they do break when this does happen. Results of that are coming up later in the program. Firstly, here's what's coming up in this particular program. We have details on an app and a solution that can help you buy school kids material online. There's a ChatGPT, which is a new solution that can help you write essays and speeches. And in our conversation, we talk about SABC's new digital platforms. Now, over the holiday season, ChatGPT launched. Now, this is a tool that is helping people do a lot of things, and some worry that it can even help school children cheat.
It has become a worldwide sensation. Some say they are alarmed by it, while others call it the AI genie that's been let out of the bottle. But what exactly is this ChatGPT that's causing such uproar in the digital community?
ChatGPT is an AI. It's based on a technology called natural language processing, and ChatGPT is the new version, which is quite impressive because it sounds like a human being. And it's very convincing, so much that it has shaken the world because people are panicking, saying, are our jobs safe? Because it can really do a broad range of activities. So if you ask it, you prompt it, it can answer, and it will give a convincing answer because it can generate new knowledge. So the chat is the chatting, and then the GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformers. And this is something that was actually created by Google. In 2017, they had this paper called All We Need Is Attention. And that paper changed the way that AI systems become very clever.
Here in South Africa, matric results for the class of 2022 were marred by allegations of cheating during exams. A statement by Umalusi, the Council for Quality Assurance, stated allegations of students using a particular WhatsApp group as a cheating tool.
According to the reports received from different assessment bodies, different forms of cheating were uncovered in some centers during the examinations. This includes candidates found in possession of crypt notes and or cell phones, sharing of answers via WhatsApp groups, imposters found in the examinations rooms. Some answer scripts had different handwritings, etc.
While WhatsApp was the alleged digital tool used for cheating here in South Africa, ChatGPT has become the trending artificial intelligence platform that can generate essays and answers and is seen as a cheating aid for students in the rest of the world.
A lot of processes within education, for example, they have been accumulating over time, but they haven't been adding value to the learner. But if we go back to the basics, you will see that maybe there is no need for us to be taking online tests because they're hackable, you know? So if a system sees that it's being hacked, it's being manipulated, that means that the system is wrong. It has to be corrected. And if you read that same article that said Australian universities have banned online tests, they'll tell you that now they are focusing on, or if, say, for example, it's English, they're focusing on oral exams. They're focusing on practical subjects like experimentation, if it's science, if it's woodwork, actually making something. And so that means it's more like artisanal, almost like what the TVET was made to do, because our students coming out of universities are very theoretical. But now this will force us to actually be practical.
Another concern about the advancement of artificial intelligence is that of job security for humans, especially those in creative and academic industries.
Just like with any other technology, it's going to disrupt a number of jobs. It's going to automate a lot of functions, but at the same time, people are going to have to mutate in terms of skills. They're going to have to mutate in terms of capabilities, because with such kind of systems, that means that your questioning ability, right? Your ability to ask questions is going to be important. So you and I can sit exposed to the same AI, but you might find that I can generate products out of it. I can generate better responses from the AI because my prompting of the AI is better than the next person. So it's just a matter of repurposing our skills such that we become creative, we become critical thinkers, because the AI on itself is not going to do anything, but it's something that's going to respond to our questions, to our instructions, and our model of the world. So I believe that there will be new jobs. Right now, there's a job called prompt engineer that didn't exist a few years ago, but it's now there because of ChatGPT.
Owned by Silicon Valley startup OpenAI, ChatGPT has gained over 1 million users since its launch on November 30th, 2022. Technology giants like Microsoft also have a stake in the company and plan to soon market the bot through its cloud service.
With our lives becoming increasingly busy and with more people getting back to the office, you find that a lot of parents might not have enough time to go to physical stores to look for education supplies for their children. But there's now a brand new platform that's trying to help out. It's simply called EduSupply.
My name is Olga Nepambani. I work for EduSupply. As you can see, the website is EduSupply, is also trading as Scholar Supplies. So what we do, we are an online store, we sell stationery. The whole idea came in during COVID, when people were struggling to go shop to shop, trying to make up the stationery list. Obviously, you'd have to queue one shop to the other, so that was kind of tiring. So EduSupply came in place with a plan to bring convenience. So all you do as a parent, or let me say a customer, you give us your list with all the items you need, and then we upload it, give you the link that's going to show you what is inside the hamper. It's different brands, yes, it's different stationery supplies. Can be books, pencils, crayons. We cater for from grade 1 up until the highest grades, even institutions. You are the parent, you get onto the system, you want to buy stationery. There's this one feature that says upload your stationery list. So you as a parent, that's all you have to do in fact. So you upload the stationery list, I receive the list, and then I see the items and the quantities. I upload exactly that for your grade 4 learner. And then I send you the link. When you click on the link, it shows you the items in the hamper and the total price. You just continue, add to cart, and then you check out. The whole aim from the beginning, it was to bring convenience to only parents, because they were struggling to go shopping during COVID-19. So when I say gradually we attracted other markets, we're talking about business people who would like to come ask, can you please supply me with so much goods? I would like to go and supply maybe the Department of whatsoever, the Department of Home Affairs and stuff. So that's how we actually growing now. The Donate Stationery works like this. We have actually identified underprivileged schools. We currently have 3 or 4 right now. So what happens is, you as maybe an external partner or a parent, you'd like to help maybe El Dorado Primary School or Cavendish Primary School with, let's just say 10 hampers for grade 3, 10 hampers for grade 7. So what happens is that you just put that on the system. We get the email that, okay, Spelele or whoever have ordered so many hampers, they need to go to the school. We then contact the school to say, okay, there's a Good Samaritan somewhere that had donated this much for the school, for the learners. So the same happens with funds. If you don't want to buy hampers, because obviously sometimes they are limiting to what the school actually requires. So you can just donate funds. Let's say maybe the school, you want to give 50,000 back to the school. So we cannot just take the funds to the school, but then we can contact the school, ask what is it that they need mostly, that they cannot buy or they cannot get via hampers. Because obviously there's office stationery needs that sometimes the Department of Education doesn't even cover.
As the new year starts, a lot of people are looking for employment. You'll also find that there are recruiters who are trying to find new employees for positions they might have in the job market, but the two seldom have spaces where they can meet. So now Mangosuthu University of Technology student Nzamo Mbele has come up with JobX. It's an app that helps the two meet and possibly get South Africa working.
My name is Mzabo Mpele. I'm 20 years old and I developed an app called JobX. So JobX started when I was looking for a part-time job. As I was approaching the holidays, I was looking for a part-time job. And I started searching online to find available opportunities that I can apply for. As I was searching, I joined multiple groups on Facebook where we share job posts. And as I was applying and doing all that, I realized that there's a need for a platform dedicated to actually applying and actually help these young people who are looking for work just like me and help them save money on things like building CVs, and data costs to actually find these posts and apply.
Ekudownloadeni kwami ngangiyidinga phela ngoba ngisawumfundi futhi bengifuna noyabona amatoho sithina sibancane kumele vele sizame. So ngayisebenzisa iJobX kwakulula futhi ukuyidownloada nama steps akhona nje alright ayalandeleka into okwazi ukuyibona ayikho complicated.
If ever they want to use it for another post they found somewhere, if ever they're still using the Facebook thing in connection with the app, they can actually still use the same CV built on the app.
Scan CV yakho i-ede ngaphakathi bese iyakuveza ama-job lakho esoyidinga abantu ongasenda khona umsebenzi wakho like into oyenzayo. Nami basebangibiza khona ngangi-apply la lento zika-Trustness khona la ukuthi khona udrayiva la bazokhipha imoto emkhumbini.
So the targets for JobX is people who are 18 to 35, young people mostly, because the statistics are that in the country the highest employment rates are amongst the youth. The highest unemployed people are amongst the youth. So that's why JobX is targeting these 18 to 35-year-old youth. And the target is for young people who are actually who have the trick, not qualified people with degrees and those things. They can't see. We don't have job offers for degree holders and qualification holders, only for matric youth.
SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. News network at sabc.co.za on email. After the break, we chat about the SABC's digital terrestrial television and SABC Plus platform. SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. News network at sabc.co.za on email. Welcome back. Now, I've been hearing about digital terrestrial television for over a decade in South Africa, and there have been many deadlines that have been missed in the past, but we're told that there are new deadlines that we need to be working and striving towards, and those need to be met. And a lot of people are wondering what they need to do in order for them to be able to continue to get television. And there is a set-top box we've been hearing about, but it's not everyone that needs this set-top box. To talk to us more about this is Khutso Matlala, who is the head of news resources at SABC News. Hello, and thank you very much for being a part of our network. Maybe if we can simplify what DTT actually is.
All right, DTT actually stands for Digital Terrestrial Television. It is just a way of transmitting TV signals using the digital modulation schemes that are around. It's different from the analog television system that we are currently receiving and which is about to be switched off. In DTT, with it being digital, it comes with a lot of advantages for the consumer, for the viewer, in that digital signals are pretty immune to noise to a certain extent. Therefore, it means you can actually watch or catch the signal at very low signals, but on top of that, it's either you have the signal or you don't. What do I mean by that? In analog TV, what we are used to, you get noisy pictures, you get snowy pictures, you get noise in your speakers when your signal is not so good and you have to move your aerial till the signal is good, then some things become better. In digital, it's not like that. It's either you have it or you don't. When you have it, it is crystal clear, like HD or SD TV that you've been used to watching mostly on satellite services. So that's the big advantage for the consumer, with other advantages for industry, which we'll touch on as we speak.
Good. So the consumer that you're talking about has been wondering what they need to do, because we've been hearing about set-top boxes. Does that mean that everybody needs to get the set-top box? Where is the set-top box available? And also, if I have DSTV, what then happens? Can I access it? Do I still need to connect to a set-top box? What's the story there?
So the story there is that if you have an old TV, by old I mean a TV that has no smart features on it, it's basically an easy way to tell, or an analog TV, then you will need a set-top box which will then convert your DTT signal back into video that you can plug in to your TV, the same way you used to connect a DVD or VHS machine. It's just that this time it's going to be a decoder that catches the signal and decodes it into your older TV. If you have the newer TV, mostly smart TVs, even in your search, when you press search for TV signals, it will say ATV, which is analog TV, and it will say DTV, which is digital television. Once it has that D, most likely you will be able to receive that signal. Now there are older TVs that might have had a DTV in there, which is the older version of DTT, which was T1. We are now on T2. So T2 is the latest one. I think that it's been around for about 10 years. If I'm saying latest, it's not even recent. So if you have that one, then you will be able to catch it. But it's quite easy to check. Plug in your aerial, the same aerial that you are using for your analog TV, you plug it in and you search, and it will start picking up those signals.
Someone might think that they have a DSTV decoder and therefore these things should just pop up on their bouquet. Will they pop up on their bouquet because they have a DSTV decoder?
Definitely not, definitely not. And you know, some of these things have been battled out in court in terms of encryption or no encryption. So it's competition and it's different set-top boxes. So no, they won't pop up. You will need a specific set-top box for that specific offering.
We have new deadlines now, and South Africans might be wary of where things are. So are we going ahead now? Because I mean, as you say, there have been court cases, there have been all kinds of things. Some at certain points, the SABC could have been blamed, but there are points when the SABC could not have been blamed because they were not taking themselves to court, for example. So where are we now?
So the new deadline is March 2022. We know the deadlines have been moving and they've been shifting them for various reasons. One of the reasons is that not enough people have the set-top boxes, or the rollout of set-top boxes is quite slow. And as we know, we have about 4 provinces, not even about, 4 provinces, which is Gauteng, KwaZulu-Natal, Eastern Cape and Western Cape, which are still on analog TV, where they're actually doing a dual illumination. They do have DTT, but the analog transmitters are still on. And then the other 5 provinces, which I didn't mention, all those they've already switched off. By the way, they met their last deadline and they don't have an option of analog. They are only watching DTT now, which is a big plus.
And those advantages include more channels, for example. Maybe if you can expand on that.
Oh yes. So in DTT, with the nature of it being digital, I mean, a lot of people hear of the word spectrum migration, spectrum auction. That's where DTT is going to play a big role. In analog, one channel can take the space of about 6 to 8 digital channels. So that means once you go digital, all that spectrum that you were using for other channels, you will squeeze into one channel. That frees up a whole lot of spectrum. For who? That spectrum is the spectrum that is needed by the Vodacoms, the Telcoms, the MTNs, so that they can also progress in their 5G, 4G rollout. Because currently they are using frequencies which are not ideal for them, but once you free up that space, we will actually enjoy, as industry, will also actually enjoy the benefits of getting those 5G signals.
Now, news at the SABC has launched a new channel as well. There's also a sports channel and other things that are available on the new platform, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah, can you tell us about that?
Very exciting. That channel is actually running already on DTT. The official launch will come. The channel is called SABC Ekaya. It is a channel that's going to be broadcasting news 24 hours in your own language. We are covering every other language on that channel, with the exclusion of English, because English has what we call SABC News, which you can find on DSTV, on 404, and on DTT as well. It's available. OTT, you can download the app on your Android or OS device, and some smart TVs also have it as well. And you can access it on a web interface, on a laptop, on any device basically. Just search for SABC Plus from those stores, from the web, register. I think that all they need is just your phone number and a password. And that's it. You are registered and you are able to watch SABC anywhere, anytime, and catch up with whatever you have missed on SABC.
You're saying the SABC will be open to working with more content producers?
I think in that sense, I would mean more open in we now have a bigger platform to accept more.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure if shows were limited because of the number of channels we have, that can be something of the past, where you can open up more channels maybe to, showcase what other offerings are out there. That's what I mean by that. But it also opens up an opportunity for that person that was contesting for space on analog TV or space on digital TV, which was limited by bandwidth. Now there are no limits. Almost anyone can open their TV platform or video service platform or audio service platform using the same platform as OTT, and probably competing with the same big industry guys that have, the skills and the people that were producing for the traditional TV on this platform. They are able to compete.
Sure, thank you very much. All right, so that's Kuto Matlala there, who's the head of news resources at the SABC, expanding on what DTT and SABC Plus, the OTT platform that the SABC has launched. Remember, it is SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Stay with us. SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Welcome back. Here's what else took place in the rest of the world in the tech space.
Indian automaker startup Wave Mobility unveiled a prototype of what it called the country's first solar-powered electric vehicle, as India's biannual car show kicked off on the outskirts of New Delhi after a year-long postponement due to COVID-19.
With this particular car, we are able to get 10 kilometers of range every day on the Indian climate condition. That comes up to almost 3,000 kilometers of range for a whole year, which for many people is about 1/3 of what they need for their whole requirements for the year.
The clean vehicle push comes at a time when the Indian government is looking to cut emissions and pollution in major cities while also reducing its oil import bill. India is offering companies millions of dollars in incentives to build electric vehicles and their parts locally. And now in the USA. Microsoft announced that it would eliminate 10,000 jobs and take a $1.2 billion charge as its cloud computing customers dissect their spending, and the company braces for a potential recession.
I think this was largely expected. I think that many companies are right-sizing their staff for what's likely to be a more incrementally challenging period in demand from the macroeconomy versus the last 2 years. And I think a lot of companies are using this as an opportunity to get more efficient and to align their cost structure with their revenue base. And Microsoft's, one of the largest companies in the world, if not sometimes the largest. So they're more macro exposed and more macro impacted than many other companies. And so, I think this is the right move for the times that we're heading into.
The layoff, far larger than cuts by Microsoft last year, pile on to tens of thousands of job cuts across the technology sector that's long past its ceaseless growth during the pandemic. Still in the USA. As medical centers across the country continue struggling amid the nursing shortage, a hospital system just outside of Chicago, Illinois, is turning to futuristic technology to fill the need.
We've got 2 robots in the hospital, and between the 2, they are working 24/7 with only a short period of time to charge in between. So when you think about the numbers to staff humans to do that work, we would need at least 6 people to do that amount of work.
Diligent Robotics wouldn't disclose how much hospitals like Elmhurst Memorial are paying to have Moxie on hand, but said their prices work on a tier-based subscription service where healthcare clients pay for Moxie's different features depending on their hospital's particular needs.
The power cuts we've been dealing with have been horrible in South Africa, and a lot of people have been reporting that their appliances and tech devices have been somewhat damaged because of these power outages. This week, our Twitter poll is asking you if you ever remember to disconnect things when there are power outages. right, then that's it. That's all we have for you. Find us on SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It is News Network at sabc.co.za on email. From me, that's Pumela Lezundi and the rest of the team. Have a good one. Bye-bye.